So seriously, how I do what I do, when I do them songs, when I do that physical dance stuff, and yet, I haven't even posted that yet, but it's giving everything you've got as well as developing it and refining it, and it's just like on the other planes, I know myself as a lot more refined, in certain areas. So I can see that it's just a little bit of time for everybody to fully step into what they are. And even if they don't know what talent they have yet, just think about it. When you go through life, you find kind of what you have. When I was born and I'm running around, I never knew I could do some of the things I could do today. Or even the vocalization. I remember when I was little I used to say goofy things and it's like, oh, stop speaking gibberish. But the real truth of it is that that's not gibberish and that them are real languages. Because I'm following some people on Instagram now that speak different languages like that. And the thing is like, it sounds like half the shit I'm saying. Quite literally. It just goes so deep. I know this information, but it's like, it's getting revealed to me, but I can only understand, like, basically, like, half of it. It's not like I can understand all that dialect yet, either. So, I know I have a long ways to go for my full potential. Because I can only see it growing. There's no way that every day of your life it grows higher. So if I'm already to the point I am, which I surprise myself, because literally if I never tried, you know as well as I do, I wouldn't be as far as I am. With any artist out there that does music, they try too. They try really hard, and it's not just no easy thing. But what you realize and you find out, the more and more you do it, how easy everything really is. It's because we've been unprogrammed to the real program of life. If we functioning on a discord, the actual energy function, what happens is we're not in tune with the energy function, so it's not there for us to absorb. There, henceforth, our actual selves of what's supposed to be there are not in our conscious awareness. So that conscious awareness, when it comes back to us to realize the truth, it is more like fiction. You know what I mean? Because that was the truth of it, and that's why there's so much clarity between that or this, and then that or this does not exist. They're just taking the nuts and bolts, they're twisting it out of the function of everything in this universe, and only leaving it at that, and that's all we're fixed to believe. But we do fight it as children trying to believe that, because we know that there's something more. And see how it was that constant fight between what was real and then the deception? And the thing is that inner stuff, it gets to the elevated level of that function within ourselves to feel elevated as well as what we get up to, of what we're capable of doing. So that function in itself of what we're capable of doing now, we take that to the next level ourselves. And as everybody does this and the energy differates and fluctuates back into the normal grid lines of things, we bring back up, we rise back up what was back then. And back then I'm having these visions and stuff of me holding this freaking big cross thing, and I was in an amplified alpha state where I seen color and so much stuff was so real, and I felt so alive then. I felt so, it was so much more back then. It was so fucking real. You'd say, oh my gosh, it's unreal, like we just flew to a different planet. That's how Mother Earth was back then. Because we can really realize now that the places we go on the Earth, energetic grids are not as strong anymore, because it has buildings, it has blacktop, pavement, There's certain energetic things that weave up through life. We are that life to be the progression in a sort of sense of our intellect of. That's why we had higher technology back then. Now, when that got suppressed, we realized the function of what's going through today. But the thing is that it was always this brutality in the way of it. Can't you see that there was this malicious fear of stepping out of line, or you could just lose your life? So more just broke down in that sort of sense, and it was broke down of what we were. When it's not broken in that sort of sense anymore, it rekindles that fire of what we had long ago, I mean. And it helps us remember, and really, we go further and deeper than that. So when we remember all that and how deep we are, remember, this is just a fraction of our lives. And then once we remember, everything changes. And it's literally quite like the Matrix. And we realize the things that we said why of that we did before, these subconscious things that we don't really pay attention to, that are us. And we somehow figure out that this is what we have been and developed into. So we can't say why to what we don't know from what we're subject from knowing when we came into this world from birth. So I hope you understand that. It's a beautiful day, and the sun was out on and off, and I did take a nap too today on the boot because I needed it, and I had like this crazy remembrance of a split second of this dream, but it was like a flash of like a memory of all of it at once. And I just remembered the energy of all of it, and it was just so cram-packed, and there's so many people doing so many things again. And I know that was in different states. When everything's collabing and they're doing things together, not people walking around just doing individual things, that's an earthly type experience of a dream. But on different dimensional states, we are so hyperactive, focusing on many different things, but getting so much things accomplished and working together. And like, it is literally we are united in the higher realms. We are together, all functioning every day, doing things, not working our lives away. We are getting together, living our lives. So that's how that functions. So it is a lot different than down here, right at this present moment in time. Now I should climb that tree again, because I don't even know if I have that video of me. I remember I put my third-person camera on, and I had that, and I climbed up all the way to the top of that. I was wearing that red Steigerwald shirt, and that was really cool up there. Upliftment video, you know? I made so many of them. I just really wish they could get it back. I mean, that's something that the planet needs. Like, that was really, really, like, heart-based. All the time I was going to do it. It's through my spiritual awakening, so that's why I had so much passion and effort. And I knew all this was real again, and it really triggered me to take action. And now I'm saying, I know how much work I got to do, so I got to just slow down a notch. Because before, that gets to you, you know, that really does. And especially how deep it goes after, say, a year of really, really starting to understand what's going on. And then after that, another whole year, and then to the point of where they start screwing around with you because they know that you're getting to the point, you know, which they don't want. But you know that people need it. We all do.